Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We hope that you have been enjoying the day so far with Ladies of Hope Ministries. Here next to me, we have Ayana Thomas from New Jersey, and she will be speaking about family reunification and reentry. Thank you for tuning in. Ayana, it's all yours.
Thank you, Tish. Thank you for the introductions. Good afternoon. My name is Ayana Thomas. I am a woman who has been impacted by many adversities, but I speak to you today about the impact that incarceration has had on my life. I did 3 years on pretrial, 3 years in federal prison, and 3 years on federal probation. I am a mother. Donovan is 25, Kyla is 18. I am a woman, a daughter, a sister, a aunt, a friend, and an array of other things. I am also the face of a second chance. Currently, I am the co-owner of Another Level Transportation. We are a full-service moving company that provides moving services in the New York and New Jersey tri-state area. Our direct mission is not only to supply our customers with the best service ever, but also to employ formerly incarcerated individuals who are seeking to secure employment to help reduce recidivism. It only makes us the best way to go. I also am a member of Faces of Women in Prison. We are women who use our voices to change the world one story at a time. Each year, more than 700,000 people are released from state and federal prisons, while another 9 million cycle through local jails. Statistics indicate that more than 2/3 of those prisoners will be rearrested. Within 3 years, half of them reincarcerated. High rates of recidivism mean more crime, more victims, more pressure on an already overburdened criminal justice system. Currently, I am also a reentry specialist at Rikers Island. I conduct group counseling in jail settings for program participants, which includes motivational groups, discharge planning, money management, anger management, healthy relationships, and a lot of other things. I also work through any ambivalence my participants may have feeling towards post-release. I remember being incarcerated and going to groups. I went to all kinds of groups, AA meetings I didn't need. I went to drug classes I didn't need. I used to go to church, to Bible study, anything that would allow outside people into the prisons. I went. I went to see them, the aura of them, regular clothes, their jewelry. It was important to me to make that connection. Now I'm that connection. Reentry services consist of housing, employment, health services, family services, and substance abuse treatment. We all know that individuals with criminal involvement form the most disadvantaged populations in the nation. They experience a array of challenges that their harmful stigmas prevent them from successfully reentering into society. They also need connections. These are major challenges to a successful reentry. Reentry's main purpose is to make our communities safer, assisting those returning from prison and jail, helping them become productive taxpaying citizens. It also saves taxpayers lower costs of the collateral damages that incarceration has. For me, family services were one of the most important services upon my reentry. Statistics say that children with parents who are incarcerated are at higher risk of imprisonment, and that will lead to a cycle of intergenerational criminal behavior. Not my kids. As for my son, he's a personal banker. My daughter just graduated high school in college, and she's also considering applying for the sheriff's office. So I thank God for the programs in the reentry and the people and places that were put in our way. My children were safe in reentry programs with family services. They had a place to discuss how they felt, what they saw, because they also were incarcerated with me. Counseling was provided, leadership classes. It was a place where they could utilize services that were specifically tailored to our family's needs. Education is a barrier. Approximately 40% of people in prison don't even have a high school education or a GED. Formerly incarcerated people without a high school credential form the highest extreme unemployment rates. And the outlook on that is particularly high for colored people. Employment is difficult. 87% of employers conduct background checks. A criminal record could be a major barrier to employment. More than 60% of formerly incarcerated individuals are unemployed 1 year after being released. Over 51% of those formerly incarcerated people are Hispanic and African American women. I was one. Understanding that a criminal record can be a lifelong barrier to economic security and mobility with adverse effects on families and communities, and the entire economy, we really need to craft policies to ensure that Americans with criminal records have a fair shot at a decent life. My first job was from a reentry program. Homelessness is real. During my incarceration, my house foreclosed. I found myself needing to go down to the Department of Homeless Services to find shelter for my family. Finding affordable housing is an obstacle. The lack of affordable housing is real. I don't even know what affordable is when you're in New York City. Ex-offenders are in competition with people who have no criminal history. That's complicated. Usually a year into release, a formerly incarcerated person is likely to struggle to attain housing, drug treatment, and mental health support. These things they face are high. The rates of them being affected by cardiovascular disease, drug overdose, suicide is real, and it's extremely high within that first year. So this is why for me, discharge planning is very important. It's important that I speak to all my ex-offenders and help stabilize their housing because it's crucial. Some ex-offenders have mental health issues, some have addiction issues, and some also have sexual offenses. So being in stable housing is important to the whole entire picture of reentry for ex-offenders. This is why administration recognizes that reentry programs are crucial. It's crucial in breaking the cycle of drug abuse, of crime, and improving public health in our communities. These ongoing efforts are necessary in our government, and we hope that you can support your communities in these levels of reentry programs. Reentry is a big tool for me when it comes to post-incarceration, because people say that you wouldn't make it. Once you've been to prison, your life is over, it's ruined. So you must connect with people that understand what your situation is, because nothing is easy. And I'm not saying that it was easy along the journey. Not at all was it easy, but it's better to help. It's better when you have someone helping you and communicating with you and that understands what your personal needs are. So reentry is very important, because once people leave, where do they go? Who's watching them? There's not a CO, there's not an officer, there's not a doctor that's there to be provided. They're not the same things. So just because I was able to connect and be successful doesn't mean everyone else has the same story, but the services should be there because everyone needs to be connected. Every day. I say every day I'm an awesome reflection of perfect imperfection. And there's so many other people like me. I beg people to please support their reentry service programs within their communities. We must continue to break the barriers for reentry and ensure that other people have second chances so that all Americans with criminal records have the opportunity to have a good life. Incarceration is not just personal to me. I think it's a humanity thing. And I want to thank the Ladies of Hope Ministries for the platform and the ability to use my voice. Topeka Sam, congratulations on your 5 years. I can't wait to see what you do in the other 5. It's amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for sharing, Ayana, that wonderful story. Thank you for talking about reentry and the barriers. You know, in the United States, we have 44% recidivism rate, which is astronomical, and which is why we celebrate people like you, people like the rest of our cohorts. Topeka, congratulations on 5 years of freedom after incarceration. This is why we celebrate things like this, because we're beating the odds by programs like this, projects like this, working with reentry, working with trying to lower the recidivism rate within the United States. So thank you all.